Excuse me. What's up, YouTube? SirAllAboutMusic here. Bringing you your question of the week, and stick around for the end of this video, because at the end of this video I will be telling you who won the next discography tournament thing. I mean, a lot of you cashed in on your opinion and got your vote in, and that was really cool reading, what everybody was wanting to see, and yeah, I'm really happy with the outcome. Actually, I'm very happy with the outcome. But first, let's get to your responses to last week's question of the week, which was, of course, what are some of the artists or bands that were greats of the 20th century? I mean, what does the 20th century have to offer us as far as great musicians? And having a little trouble with the space here, so this is what we're going to do. We're just going to read off some. I haven't looked at these to write down any yet. We're just going to go through and, just pick a couple out. Depoenator, Led Zeppelin, the Ramones, and Cream. And Cream is the overlooked band of the 20th century, he says. I don't know if I necessarily agree with that. I think Cream was pretty popular in their day. They're definitely not appreciated as much as they should be now, though. And Eric Clapton was only good in Cream, in my opinion. 1993 says, from the 50s, Elvis Presley. 60s, the Beatles and the Rolling Stones. 70s, Led Zeppelin and Pink Floyd. 80s, R.E.M. and Iron Maiden. And 90s, Radiohead and Nirvana. The Beatles, easily. That comes from Clyde Nutt. A lot of you said the Beatles, of course. And Opheliac. The Velvet Underground influenced a lot of bands, which is very, very true. The Beatles, yeah, a lot of Beatles stuff. A lot of you said Beatles. The Beatles, duh. The Replacements from Markle. The Pixies, Iggy Pop, that's Blashuvek. DSand8269 says, well, for every person it's difficult because every artist is great in some person's eyes. That and most artists affect whatever genre they are in some way, some bigger than others, though. It's a good response. So, not a single one of you put down what I consider to be the greatest musician of the 20th century, and that is Louis Armstrong. Louis Armstrong, by far, greatest musician of the 20th century. Besides bringing jazz to a larger white audience, which was, absolutely incredible for that time, I honestly believe he helped shape pop music as we know it. He opened up the doors for this, I honestly think he opened up the doors for pop musicians. I mean, if you look back on European influenced music in America at the beginning of the 20th century, very few musicians, and they were all composers. They were composing things. People were just playing what these people composed. You get around to, jazz musicians, and these guys, there are jazz bands everywhere, and they were doing all sorts of stuff, and they were, kept on advancing the style and trying new things, and I think that is the basis for pop music as we know it. And Louis Armstrong was the most innovative jazz player ever, and his contribution to jazz helped, fuel it forward, push it forward, and open the door for an acceptable pop music culture. That's just my opinion, though. Simply my opinion. I would agree with the Beatles. The Beatles, you can't deny the influence of the Beatles. I definitely also agree with the influence of Elvis Presley, even though I think that's a little shaky. But yeah, that's how I see it, and that's the deal. So, next discography. Pink Floyd. Pink Floyd won. Radiohead was close behind. I think Radiohead was only one vote behind Pink Floyd, so that's a bummer. But Pink Floyd made it, so you guys will be seeing that next. And that's all I got. SirAllAboutMusic. I'll talk to you guys later.